So what I am going to discuss with you guys today are a couple of different programs that our Florida Realtors Association and our local Realtor Association have provided to us for absolutely free. It's multiple programs that are going to create different types of materials for you. The number one question we get asked at the office, and I'm sure as soon as you say in a public setting, I'm a realtor, everyone says, how's the market? And unless you're somebody who studies the MLS every day and you're an analytical person, sometimes that question can be a little intimidating. And really, if that's the number one question everybody asks you, I think we need to do a better job as realtors getting in front of everybody with that information ahead of time. Be that go-to resource that is constantly sending out, posting out, providing that material to people, because then they won't be asking other realtors, what's the market like? They'll already know from their favorite realtor and not have to have those conversations with anybody else but you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. At any point, if you have questions or you need help, have comments, just press your space bar, jump in at any time. This is not going to be a very long class. I'm going to say like 30 minutes. So with that, I'm going to share my screen, and can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can see it okay? I got lots of thumbs up. Awesome. So also, if you need to drop anything in the chat and it'll alert me, I can usually multitask, so we're good to go. So what we're going to start off with is a program called SunStats. They really beefed this up and launched it via Florida Realtors at the beginning of last year, and they continue to improve it. So this program is provided to us by Florida Realtors, and you can get to it by going to sunstats.floridarealtors.org. That is up here in the top corner, if you can't see it right there. And what it's going to do when you go to that website is it's going to ask you to log in. I've already logged in because I hate waiting for it to load in front of everybody. But all you're going to need to do is anytime you log into the Florida Realtors website, you're going to use that same login. And if you have never logged into the Florida Realtors website, no shame. A lot of us haven't, unless you've needed to do some kind of committee work. You can just go ahead and create your profile. You'll need your NERDS number, which is your, you should have gotten a card from the National Association of Realtors. That's your member number for your affiliation or association with the realtor community. And they'll ask you a few questions, email, stuff like that. Really easy to set up a profile. So that login is separate because it's through Florida Realtors. As soon as you log in, you'll see here that there is a massive dashboard, which can be intimidating. Or if you're analytical, like some of us, it absolutely makes our heart flutter. So in here, you can see there's lots of information. We've got closed sales, we've got cash sales, median sales price. The data that's in here goes on for days, and you can see charts on the side. So if you're just looking for basic knowledge to keep an eye on for yourself to read, this is a great place to start. I do want to point out up here at the top, there is this change button because it is focusing on the Cape Coral Fort Myers MSA. So what our Florida Realtors Association does is it breaks down our different MLS sections. That's how they pull the data in groupings. So if you wanted to focus on another area, you could. It is automatically going to go to the profile that for the association that you are affiliated with. So if you are in Sarasota, like our seller people in Sarasota, then you are going to see Sarasota data. And then for those of us that are with Royal Palm, you're going to see Cape Coral Fort Myers MSA. But you can change this right here and access anywhere in Florida, and it'll go ahead and give you this beautiful map that shows you really where they're pulling that data from and then what data it is that you are looking at. So you can go ahead and change that. They've got lots of different areas. You can do Miami, you can do the whole state, Daytona. Go ahead and go through that list if you need to. For right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep it at single family homes in the Cape Coral Fort Myers area. And I'm just going to click apply. If you have made any changes, same thing, we click apply, and it'll go ahead and update that information for you. Again, this is for the really analytical person. So this is for your conversation pieces. If you're just trying to kind of keep a basic knowledge to communicate with your customers, that's great. But what most of us are using this for, up here on the top, you've got Chart Builder and Infograph Creator. So Chart Builder does exactly as it says. It builds us different charts. I'm not going to go too in depth and show you, every single chart that exists out here because it is constantly ever changing. there are all kinds of different data points that you can pull in here. So right now, what we're looking at is a chart of closed sales. And this is for single family homes, all price tiers, all sales types. Let me go ahead and minimize your little faces so I can see the whole chart with you. So if we scroll through here, we can see everything up to December 22. We only have December 22 because we're still in January, but you will continue to see the data is released about halfway through the next month. Florida Realtors has to take that time to collect the data and the stuff that still hasn't closed out from the previous month. So the data is a little lagging, but still you've got this like 300-foot view of everything in Florida. It's a great tool to use. So here is this chart that you can download. You can download it with your branding, or you can just download it without your branding. It's something great to send out to your customers. So along the left-hand side here is where all of our tools are. So again, at the top, we can change that location if we wanted to. It's automatically going to give us a map of where it's pulling data. But what's different here is instead of having all those data points that you see on the dashboard, closed sales, active inventory, cash sales, you can pull different types of data. So depending on what demographic you're trying to reach or what kind of point you're trying to get across, or maybe whatever looks best, you can pull that here. So it could be pending sales. You can compare things, median sales price, new inventory, new listings, whatever type of questions it is that you're getting regularly, that's the type of information you should be sharing. So people might say, hey, how's inventory doing? I know it was really slow. Do we have a lot more inventory? Boom, you've got a chart for it. You look like an amazing brainiac for having all of this. So you can change what is called the metric. Again, we can change the property type. We've got all properties, townhouses, condos, single family homes, manufactured homes. That is the only way they break it down. There is no further way to break it down. What you see is what you get with this program. So reporting, do we want to just see month by month? Do we want to see quarter by quarter, or do we want to see year by year? So we can update this to go year by year, which is a lot of what we just saw at Florida Realtors. They were comparing, you know, our last normal year was 2019. During COVID, things went chaotic. We're kind of getting back to normal now. It's freaking people out. But if you go and you pull a report that's year by year, they'll see that we're just kind of normaling out back to the projection where we were at. The same things that you see at these large presentations is the same thing that you can be providing to your customers. So you can plug in your date range, and then you have chart options. So year over year, or you can include 0 on the vertical axis. That kind of really gets into more analytical behavior. And you have advanced options here for price point, if you want all sale types, traditional, foreclosure, short sale, and then you can compare it to other data. So what I suggest is once you're done, you click apply, and you can see here that it has updated over the past 3 years, because that's what I had plugged in. So what I suggest is you go out here and you play around with the program. You can't break it. All you're doing is pulling data, and the only thing you can do is learn from it, right? So play with it, educate yourself, educate your customers, and provide them great material. So after the chart builder is infograph creator, and it works the same. We can see here on the left-hand side, we've got all those same tools. However, what's different is the product it creates. This creates a really pretty picture that people can better digest. You know, we've got all kinds of different customers. We've got the analytical ones and then the not so analytical ones. The charts are for your analytical people. And then these infographics look great on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot. Also, you can include your branding on here, or you can choose to not include your branding on here. But I think it's great. It does it for you, and it plugs everything in there for you. Is there anybody who's used SunStats so far? I know it's been around for a year. Candy's using it. Are you using it on socials mostly?
I use it every now and then. I used to love using the charts from that we had with the narrative. And so now I'm trying to figure out how to make this work in place of that.
Okay. Okay.
You might want to make a suggestion, Candy, to MLS at Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association. And I'm sure the co-chair will pay attention to it and say, if we get enough of that kind of request feedback at the board, maybe they'll pay attention to us and provide that again.
Yeah, as JJ was insinuating, I am MLS co-chair this year, so I will bring it up that people are still looking for it. It might end up falling back on marketing, but if it comes from MLS, then they could kind of take it more seriously. But I do think that the other programs we're going to go through are going to kind of better mirror what that was that you were getting from the association before, for sure. Any questions on this program? We have two other ones that are more detailed that we're going to go through. I kind of started top base level and working our way down. Any questions? Anybody excited to use it? Because I was excited when I saw that they did this for us. Awesome. All right. So we got, how did you get to this style? I'm going to assume that meant site instead of style. To get to here, it is sunstats.floridarealtors.org. And then you are going to log in just as you would the Florida Realtors website. If you don't have a login, then you're going to use your NERTS number to create a profile. So this format, let me show you at the top. So you've got three different versions of a format. You've got the dashboard, which is just data, not really anything to share out. And then you've got the chart builder, which was the line graph we saw, and then infographic creator. And on the left-hand side here, all those different squares are options you can change, but you also right here can change the layout. So you have landscape or square. So if I click square and come down to the bottom here, and I'm going to say no branding just so you can see what it looks like, click apply, it becomes a square. So for the people who are really involved in social media, landscape is more like Facebook, LinkedIn friendly. The squares are more Instagram friendly. So you can change that. You can change each square. You can change the location. You can change all that data, your branding, and everything here runs along the left-hand side there. Let's see, any other questions? Got it. Awesome. Yes, Candy.
Do you have any? I was just going to ask Phil if he has anything like that up in his area.
I think he's typing.
Yes, we do have some MLS charts that it could very close to what you guys have here. But at the same time, sometimes that with different format, that would be great. Yeah.
Awesome. Candy, did you have a question?
Yeah, can this be, can the colors be changed anywhere in here for, to make everything match for your collateral materials?
I wish, but unfortunately, no, this one doesn't. This, like I said, this is the very, very basic program. The other programs I'm going to show you allow color change, but this one is just Florida colors is how they promoted it. It was citrus and Florida style living colors. So there's no changing the colors, just the metrics and the shape. But good question, because all of us want to put like our branding colors on there, and sometimes not all of us love those bright citrus colors. All right, so I am going to jump us over to Agent3000's new program. I want to say it just came out in the past couple of months. However, I know we blink a couple of months is really a year, but it is still marked as new. So just as a reminder, when you log into your RPCRA dashboard for the MLS, you have all of these other features in here, right? One of them being Agent3000. So when you log in here and you click on Agent3000, that's what's going to bring you to this. If you are a part of Stellar also has a single sign-on in Agent3000. If you can't find it, you can also still go to agent3000.com. But for Stellar members and Royal Palm Coast members, you've got free access to a lot of tools and that single sign-on. So you want to sign in through your MLS and click on the Agent3000 button. So in here, there are lots of tools on the left-hand side. They have websites, they have drip campaigns, they have all kinds of stuff. What you want to focus on, this tab right here that says new, it's not always going to say new, but right now it's highlighted. You can't miss it. It's called brand and market. And they've got several different things in here, but two in particular focus on market stats. My favorite right now that I don't see coming from any other program that we have for free, obviously you can pay a gazillion dollars for somebody to do this for you, but Agent3000 is providing us videos now. So they are not just pictures, they're not just images, we have moving videos. And Liz Burton is on here, I believe, and we showed her video at our last coffee with your broker because she put this video out on TikTok and on all of her social medias. She's already jumped into it, and it's beautiful. So what you do when you come out here, brand and marketing, and then market snapshot video, you can choose either by city or you can choose by zip code. You can just click this button here. When you start typing, it will start suggesting for you. So I'm using Cape Coral as an example. We go ahead and we click yes, Cape Coral. Once you've chosen a city, don't choose the zip code. You're going to confuse the system. So it's one or the other. You're going to go ahead and choose the property type. So this one, you've only got single family or condo. It is pulling it from our MLS. And then if you're in Stellar, it's just pulling it from Stellar MLS. So this isn't a Florida Realtors program. It is MLS run. So it's hyper local data, which is great. And then you get to choose your colors. So there are lots of colors in here, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. It does automatically start on blue, but you can change the colors to whatever you want to, and a few different options there. They also will add audio to it for you. So this is great. It's really hard to find royalty-free audio. What that means is audio you're not going to get sued for having the rights to. So you can put no audio, or you can choose a few examples. They're just labeled by number. And if we click play, I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it. It's just like some calm music. There's some upbeat music. There's different stuff with it. So if you want to add that in there, you can. And then you'll click create video, and it's going to give you this lovely message that your video is being processed. They need to pull the data. The computer's got to plug it in there and let AI do its thing. And you go ahead and click close. When your video is done, you can see here I pulled one for us last month already. When it is done, there is a URL, which means a website link to it. Or you can download it so that you can directly upload it into Facebook or Snapchat or TikTok or whatever it is that you're looking to do. So what it does though is there are several screens of data that it will play through for you. And in that, the bar graphs also move. I'm going to try our new one for you guys. So in that, the bar graphs move, the data moves, it flows really pretty, and it creates about, a couple minutes of a video for you. Has anybody tried this yet? Liz, have you gotten any good response with it yet?
I have not gotten any response from anybody except you. So thank you.
Okay. I know you just started out your TikTok channel and all of that. She's just diving in full force. Nobody else has used it yet. Okay. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I was just assuming it's a URL, so they could embed it into emails or Facebook or just anywhere at all and use it. And it brings it with.
Yeah, so that URL, it exists on a website for them, so they don't have to store it anywhere. And then downloading it would allow you to physically put it anywhere you wanted to. You've got two different versions there. I do suggest where you can, you download it yourself and you upload it, because then it's just directly branding you. Think about when you post out to Facebook, when somebody uploads a video, it's just, it would be Candy Hilton and her caption and her video. However, if you share the link, it's sending them somewhere else and it kind of loses touch. You want them to be able to engage on it right on whatever platform they're using. So in any chance that you can, you're going to want to download it and upload it. But if you need to, that video URL is there for you. Okay. Any other questions on the video portion? No. And if you do get stuck or you want more information on it, every tab inside of Agent3000 has this beautiful little YouTube tutorial on how to use it. So if you get lost, you just click that big red button and they'll help you through it. So the other thing that they have also created is the monthly market snapshot. That's the millennial brain. The monthly market snapshot. So what this is a lot like what we just saw on the Florida Realtors site. However, we've got some different things that we can choose. So we can select a specific area within our MLS. We can select a specific zip code. We can choose the past 30 days or the last full month. So the full month data that was collected was December of 2022, just like we saw in Florida Realtors. But then we also can just pull what data exists right now. That's anything that Agent3000 can get their hands on. And that would be the last 30 days. So you can have it put in your photo and your logo, just like Florida Realtors. That would be your branding. So we'll go ahead and we will type in Fort Myers. And we'll pull up the data for Fort Myers. You can choose single family homes or condos. So we'll see what condos are doing in Fort Myers. And then if you wanted to embed a URL into that photo, you could. What that does is makes your photo a clickable link. And that is optional. So we're not going to do that part. Overcomplicates it a little bit. So once that's done, that is here and that pulls all of your information. So again, this looks a lot like what Florida Realtors has provided, but what we run into with Florida Realtors is you will be like halfway through February and still not have accurate data. It'll still read January, or it'll still read maybe even a month back, depending on how many issues they have collecting that data. So if you want more current data, you can do that here in Agent3000. Now, they allow you to change the color on the videos, but on this one, the colors are the same. It's that Florida citrus colors, and they do not have, as you can see here, they do not have a different way to change up any of those colors. But a lot of the same things. Any questions on how to do that? It's very much a mimic, except just some more up-to-date data. No. Okay. So there's lots of other things in here too. I suggest, again, go out and play with this. They've got branded ebooks. They've got branded checklists. All of this stuff is provided to you with your realtor membership with our association. Lots of other stuff that you can use, infographics, things like that, market trend graphs, just some more, a lot like the charts that we just saw in Florida Realtors. So that's all going to work the same, but you can decide. The difference with this one is you can decide if you want a bar graph or a line graph. And we can go through and just click these really quick. I pulled one yesterday and it was really, really interesting. They were comparing the days on market year over year, which was very, very interesting. So this is cool. The top 20 selling communities. We get that question a lot. Just a lot more different data than what we've seen in the past, a lot more options for us. And really, you never have to create material anymore. There's so much data between this platform and the last one I showed you. It's like 30 days worth of posting for social media. So we don't even have to be creative anymore. We'll go ahead and use a different city. Let's go Bonita Springs for our Naples people. And we'll do the bar graph. And we will create that image, and that will take about 5 to 10 seconds. And we can see here our beautiful bar graph. So it looks like their top is Seasons at Bonita, Village Walk of Bonita Springs, Bonita National Golf. So all kinds of fun you can have out here. The community one is definitely a new one. I haven't seen that in any kind of market information before. So you can pull that for Cape Coral, you can pull that for Fort Myers. It's a really great graphic, especially if you're selling one of the top communities, or if your customer is looking to buy and they want to be in a community that's up and up, pull this data for them. I see we've got a question. Oh, Betsy, I have used it monthly snapshot on Facebook and she loves it. So glad. So glad. Next month, we are also going to be talking about a different piece of technology called PhotoFi that the association has done for us. And they take these stats and they put it on PhotoFi for you as well. So it's just the Florida Realtors one, but if you can't, get out here to use it, there's another program that'll just do it for you as well. And Vito said, what is the URL to the first stat system? So I will type that in here for you. That is sunstats.floridarealtors.org. There you go. Okay, so we've got one more program to go into. You have any questions on the Agent3000 one? No. Okay. So the last one is called Domus Analytics. And this is also, we're going to come back to this dashboard. So we went into Agent3000, but if you scroll to the bottom, you're going to see here is Domus Analytics. And what this is for all of us analytical people. I mean, it's right there in the name. I'm going to go ahead and just open that up. It's going to automatically log you in. And it looks like a lot of information right here on the dashboard. And a lot of us have opened this and just like ran the other direction. I don't have time to read this, right? So in here, there is a lot more information than we've seen in the past two platforms that were provided. This plugs right into our Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association MLS, and it pulls all the data live right from our MLS. In our other platforms, we have seen monthly market data and your basic stuff that people ask for. I'm going to start with the not basic stuff and work ourselves backwards just so we can see a change. So I'm going to work from this side to the front. So pricing insights is really cool. And I'm hoping, because it takes a lot of data, we're hoping it'll load on Zoom at the same time. This is not something for you to necessarily create a social media post with. This is an interactive chart. And I would love to sit in on somebody's listing appointment where they use this tool with their customer, because I think it just would knock their socks off. And I kind of want to see what the consumer's point of view is on it. So if you were to be sitting down with a customer, and I'm going to, Liz, can you use your mic at the moment? Oh, is she still on? Because she has a really nice new list.
Here.
Hi, Liz. Okay. So your listing that you just changed the price on, can I use it as an example?
Yes,
Okay, it's a single family residence, correct?
yes.
Okay, Cape Coral or Fort Myers?
I think it's Fort Myers 04.
Fort
It's in
Myers,
Alba, but the market is FM04.
FM04. Look at you. You even know the geocode. She's a good realtor, y'all. All right, East Fort Myers area. Once you do that, though, you're going to get a chart. Your property is going to land on that chart, and then you can take your property and move it around to see where you price it and what percentile you land in. So I'm going to let that sit in this tab.
And that's a paid subscription?
This is for free. Our association has paid for your membership.
Oh, okay, because I see the pricing insights with the $sign. Oh, that's good. That's excellent.
Yes, so it's called, that part of the program is called Pricing Insights. So it shows you based on what you're pricing the property at. A lot of us sit down with a customer and they're really adamant that they want to price it high, and it'll help show you. I put in one of our properties yesterday and it said they were within the 40%, the 40% of the properties that were like theirs were priced at that same price. So it'll show you the percentage of other properties that have similar square footage and like features and things like that, so they can figure out, are they way out of range? It'll show a good chart of all the other listings, what they sold at, what they're listed at, and what they're pending, or what their sale price was, but they're pending, and show exactly where your property lands, so you can see if it's an outlier or not. And it kind of helps their brain come into reality when they can see their number on a chart. Is it in there with all the other little pings and all the other charts, or is it way out in left field? So it's, and like I said, it's interactive, so you can move it towards the general population of other markers on that chart, and it'll tell them where they should be pricing it at. And it's something great for you. If you're unsure with what you've come up with for a price, it'll allow you to use the chart before going on that listing presentation to help you with your confidence on that. Domus did a class on this last week. It was good info. Yes, they did. So Domus did their class at our association. So I'm hoping that they recorded that, because sometimes our association will put stuff up on their YouTube channel as well. It does configure square footage. So it asks you for all the location and then square footage. It doesn't have a lot of other details, but it does the chart based on overall price and based by price by square foot. Absolutely. Good question. All right. And it's still not there. So we're going to move to the next one. I do encourage you to go out there and play with the pricing insights for sure. Take your listing, plug it in there, see if it's a way out in left field or if it's in there with the rest of the data points of other stuff that is closed. Oh, they do. Thank you, Candy. They do have their own training button down in the bottom corner as well. So the next one is market insights. And each one of these provides a different type of chart. And what's great is this is loading, so that's good. So with these, you get all kinds of different market pieces. So you can, up here at the top is where you can alter all of your different features. We can see here right now, we're looking at the median sales price year over year. And they've got data points for each quarter. So this is the median sales price. We can see that it has significantly jumped, as we've all experienced recently. And then you've got these great chart pieces on the side that give you that data. So right now there's no breakout, but you can break it out by property type, by city, by area. So month to month, by quarter, by years, you can alter that chart to however you want it. But then you can also change the data that you are looking at on that chart. So this is very similar to some of the data that we were looking at before. It is just different layout for you. So depending on what you like best, what your customers like best, you can use the infographics, you can use the chart, or you can use Domus for a little bit of both. It's got the analytical chart, but then the basic data points that your people who just are like, hey, give me the straight facts and that's it, they'll be pleased with the side summary. The next piece of Domus is a weekly trends. And just so you guys know, each of these, all I'm doing is clicking on the linked part, which is either going to be in blue or purple, depending on your browser. But you can also click on the logo at the top. So the Domus weekly trends are exactly what it says. And we'll let that load really quick. It is a week over week look at the market. Our market has been consistently changing a lot very quickly, especially where prices kept, going up through COVID. It was so quickly trying to figure out. It didn't matter what month over month was. It definitely didn't matter what year over year was. People were looking at, okay, well, last week my house was X amount of dollars, and now I think I have $10,000 more in equity. Well, this was something that you could refer to help you through that. So our current week ending, which would have been 1/21 last week, the prior week, and the week prior to that. What's great is they put the dates in there. You've got the charts. So this is just very real data. If you wanted to do market Mondays and post the charts every single Monday of what last week's data was, you can certainly do that. Same thing up here at the top, you can choose, are we looking at sales price? Are we looking at closed sales? What kind of data is it that you want to provide with everybody? And maybe it's a slideshow of all of these different data points. You can do that as well. And we can turn on the filters and change out those filters as well. All right, market review. When you're starting to see a pattern, a lot of these programs share the same type of data. It is just putting it in different ways for different people to understand. So find what you like and share that out. So we've got the median sales price, closed sales, all of that. These are different things that we've been looking at. They are just laid out in a different format, so you can get more data in one square. So if you want to just focus on median sales price, you can do that. But then for something like this, that gives you all the data points in one square. And our last guy here at the end is the market infographic. And this is a lot of the same of what we had looked at before. No, I clicked on the wrong button, guys. The infographic is going to create kind of similar to what we've been looking at before, just a different style. So you can go ahead and select what you want it to show. So do we want to see all? Do we want to just see land? And a lot of your other data pieces did not have land before. It was either condos, townhouses, manufactured homes, or single family homes. So if I have any big land people in the chat, then this is going to be the only program that you're going to want to use because they separate out land for you. 38 cities selected, that selected all of them, but you can change the cities just like you can in anything else. And then you've got this beautiful infographic that you can go ahead and save or print out and send out to everybody. So that is a lot to take in. I know it's a lot of different programs that do the same thing, but we're all looking for different things and our customers are looking for different things. So it helps to have so many different programs. We've got Florida Realtors that allows us to look at the whole state. We've got Agent3000 that creates videos for us and allows us to, you know, kind of change up the colors a little bit. And then you've got Domus Analytics, which is really for our analytical personalities. Let me see, we've got a question in the chat. Oh, so glad. I think that's Tony. I'm so glad that hopefully you guys can plug these into your business. And I really, really, really suggest, I know it won't load on Zoom at the same time, but the pricing's insight. Plug your listing into there, plug your house into there, do whatever you can to play with that. And if you don't get it, just give me a call. I can walk you through it. Great program on trying to, you know, work with your customers or work with yourself. The one call we get the most at the office is like, hey, I am really not confident in this price I came up with. Can you help me look at it and get a better sense? Which we love to. Always call us. But if you want to, you can start with that. Gives you a better idea. They'll put a whole chart of, you'll see all these little pings of all of the data from the MLS on there. And you'll either like see that you're on the low end, on the high end, maybe you're way out, like there's a whole cluster of pings and you are way out. Then you're going to know that for some reason you're an outlier. So any questions on anything? We've got 3 different great programs. You're welcome, Pogo. All right, I think I've filled your brains to capacity. So if you guys have any issues or you're playing with it and you have questions, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. So you can at any time just give us a call. I'll walk you through the programs or send you that link. This is all, you know, why we all just paid our dues on the 1st of January. These great programs that they've given us. It's more value added to you guys. So please use them because that's what your dues goes towards. So without that, oh, and JJ says, keep watching the App Files calendar for upcoming classes. So one last note, next week, we do have a workshop with JJ for your business planning for the 2023 year. So it's sit down and we're going to provide you your real numbers. We're going to pull that data for you and give you some real workbooks and stuff to work through. So please make sure you RSVP for that if you plan on attending that so we can prepare your packet ahead of time. It's going to be a great class. And other than that, if nobody has anything else, then I think we're just going to do the JJ and peace out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.